door, woman. All right, let's do jazz hands, guys. Come on, jazz hands. Okay, Adam's doing jazz hands. There you go. DJ's doing jazz hands. Trey's doing jazz hands. We are live. We are live. I hope you got your big girl panties on. This is episode 265 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast, coming to you live from the Strange Media Studios in Gainesville. This is an all Florida show tonight. We've got Trey and DJ from Aries Firearms Training. Shout out to you guys. Our special guest tonight is Adam Roberts. Mike, did I get it right? Okay, Adam Roberts. And he basically has a lawsuit going against the state of Florida in regards to the bump stock ban. So we're going to be here. This is actually with Trey and myself. This is our first meeting with Adam. So I just want you guys to know that going in, I've never met Adam. I don't know him. A third party put us all together here. So this is going to kind of be a vetting process for you guys and to give you all a chance at the same time that we're taking the opportunity to kind of get to know him. We're not necessarily co-signing anything here. So I just want to let everyone know that going in. Adam, are you okay with that?
That's fine with me.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. So let's see here. A couple of other things I want to go over. This is 265. Like I said, the title is The Pause Button Sweet Talk. Close your ears to that. There's pause button sweet talk going on with the in regards to the Second Amendment. There's a lot of noise coming in from somewhere. I'm not sure.
That's me. That's my baby. Hold on, let me go turn off the baby monitor.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Yeah, that's cool. Let me see. And I'm going to mute you for a second as well, Troy. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that, Adam.
No problem.
Lots of production stuff going on here. So I am a little bit late because I was just watching Kanye West meeting with the president at the White House. And we're going to discuss that as well. So hopefully everyone's down with that. I wanted to actually watch it before I talked about it because the way the media works today, they gave us little snippets. I don't think that those were really accurate. And like I always say to people, go out there, look at this stuff for yourself, figure out what's going on for yourself. So we just did that. I looked at it. Trey looked at it. I sent Adam a link. I put a link here in the description of the video. You guys can look at it. You can tell us what you think about it. We'll all discuss it. There's a ton of stuff going on. The main title actually is about, there's a bunch of liberals now out there trying to say that they believe in the Second Amendment. They just want to put a pause button on certain aspects of it, either the whole thing or certain aspects. And I think we need to have that discussion along with a whole bunch of other discussions here. What do you think about that, Trey?
Oh, yeah, I agree. Oh, well, we can't have this, but who's going to pick and choose? Who's going to be the decider on what gets what? Oh, yeah. You guys only get like single shots. There you go, Second Amendment. No, that's not what the Second Amendment's for. Yeah. You know, you hear hunting, you hear all this other crap. That's what it is. Yeah. So, yeah, I do not agree with any kind of restrictions, to be honest with you.
Okay. And Adam, obviously, you're jumping into the crazy mix here. That is the show. What do you think about that? Briefly.
I take a more of a libertarian approach. I believe in, our freedom, the right to serve arms is at your nose, and that's about it. What I own and choose to own is nobody's business but my own.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Let's just make sure everyone out there can hear Adam. If not, maybe because I know you're coming in a little quiet, Adam.
Okay.
So if so, we'll just make sure you get closer to the microphone and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Usually what I do here is I jump in and give the shout outs to all the folks in the chat. So I'll run through and do that if anyone's still looking at the Kanye video, or if you guys have any news that you want to talk about. Like I said, this is Adam Roberts. Adam, what's the website that you have?
BumpstockLegalChallenge.com.
Okay, BumpstockLegalChallenge.com. And just briefly tell the folks out there before I do the shout outs, Adam, what is that all about?
Well, of course, as we know, that Rick Scott signed that law to effect. It's now Florida Statute 790.222 for those who are really looking it up. And it basically says that bump stocks are now prohibited. Well, I'm taking exception to that. And I believe that Florida's bump stocks apply to much more than just the, quote, bump stock that you're used to, with, say, a slide fire, etc. I believe it applies to many other things, such as two-stage triggers, short reset triggers, and any other device that would modify your trigger, allow you to fire faster than you quote otherwise would, unassisted by such a device, tool, or kit.
Okay, very cool. So there you go. So Adam's out there pushing back against this. Like I said, we're kind of like going to vet him on air right now. If there's anyone out there that knows Adam, let us know. You know, if you guys have questions for him, let us know those as well. You know, we're going to talk to him, find out who he is, and you know, he's going to find out who we are and all that kind of stuff. We're going to get to know each other. So, and then talk about a whole bunch of different things. So let me first go in here and I'll shout out everyone in the chat. We've got E-Rock in here, Christopher Williams, Richard Hughes, Ridge Runner. Shout out to those guys. SoCal Gunner is also in here as well. Let's see. We've got, did I say Christopher Williams? I think so. Greg 98K, STL Storm Spotter, Boss Hog. Big Dick Willie is in here as well. Let's see. We've got Armament and Axes, Rabbit 0317, Chris Bullis, Mr. FNH, Vanessa Kitty. We've also got Mike Bryant. Shout out to him. He got his the ATI Mini, the 50 cal. Mike Bryant got one, and I saw he posted something on Instagram. Very cool. I liked his picture. It was awesome. I suggest you guys go out there. I'll give you his Instagram page here in a second when we get to it. Or you could tell everyone in the chat, Mike, what your Instagram is if you want them to go check that out now. I'll look into it as well and tell you guys when we get a chance. I see Knights Unlimited is also here. Highwayman 64, DCG 44s, Jason Sheriff, Flopping Garbage. Pixamite is also in the building. Let's see who else we got. The Archangel is also here. And let's see. Jay Loafers. Jay Loafers is in the building as well. Michael Bender, Master Sergeant Poppy. Let me see who else. Rodney Brady is also here. Rob Avis as well. Moobut is here. Shout out to Moobut. Mika also in here. And Peter Machuco, Richard Raznick as well. Let's see. BDR says thumbs up. So please, folks, hit those thumbs ups. Let's get those thumbs ups going. I think this is going to be a fun, interesting show. Interesting show, right? So let's see. Tango Hunter, James Miller as well. Mr. Bullshitter is also here. RTS guy says, we're behind you, Adam.
Thank you.
There you go. Richard Hughes says Adam is a little quiet. So I don't know. You're probably using like a laptop or something, right? And that's...
Yeah, I tried to get my my AirPods to work with Google, but it doesn't seem to be working. So I'll just speak loudly. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Don't be afraid to shout because my voice is kind of loud and annoying. I know, so you might have to, get over that. Let's see what else is going on in here. My thing just jumped down to the bottom. Iron Addicts Anonymous is here as well. Sadaket is in there. I guess I hope I said that right. Gorillas and Guns, Music Lover, The Pants. Music Lover says, I have no thumbs. Use your toes. Give us toes up. No excuses here. Andrew Thomas, Scorched Earth Firearms is also in here. He says, Hank Strange, that is our friend Rod Mills, Scorched Earth Firearms. He was here last night. I think we had a really good discussion. I know there's people out there that don't like to hear the sounds of these discussions. I just have to say to you guys that if we really want to change things, we have to try to deal with like everyone's truth. You know what I mean? We have to try to deal with that. Some of that's uncomfortable. It's not easy to hear and all that. But I really appreciate everyone who did stick in here and hang out with us and persevere through those conversations, and the people who actually took part in it. Maj Toure, I think he was cool for coming here and coming on and doing it, as well as Rod Mills, and of course Babyface. He's a good guy, of course. Let's see, we've got Richard Portella, and he wants to know what holsters do I use with my Glocks and lights. I don't have holsters for anything that has lights on it, so I just like the Glocks where I actually use them don't have anything that didn't come with the Glock in the first place. But I know people have lots of maybe Trey, you've got some stuff. Or even Adam. Adam, you got Glocks? No, that's one firearm I don't have.
I like you already.
Oh, really? Really, Trey? So what are you, a 1911? Oh, you're a 6-hour guy. Okay.
HK, you can see HK back there.
Oh,
I
wow.
like him. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You're winning some
I'm a
points,
gun whore.
Adam.
I'll shoot them all. I don't care.
Yeah, you're winning some points. Adam, you win points just for coming on. You got some cool guns up on the wall. I see reloading stuff. I see some hunting, or like, what is that? A trap behind you or something like that?
Looks like a
those are my pets. They're
squirrels.
They fell out of a tree when they were babies, and I take care
nice.
of them.
Oh, cool. All right, so that's legit, man. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? So pretty much right off the bat, unless this is all like a green screen or something behind Adam, he's a real gun guy. Right? Not a green screen, right, Adam?
Yep. Nope. All real.
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
Airsoft either, as some people call it.
Cool. Good stuff, man. Okay, let's see who else we got in here. Tony Lobner, Steve Dave. Let's see who else we've got. Okay, I think I saw Bricks in here. I see Jerry Woodman. I think Bricks had a comment, but it went by because there's so many comments just scrolling up really fast. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find that comment from Bricks.
Oh, I own a Glock. I just don't carry them.
Okay. Oh, we're gonna have the Glock conversation. All right. Let's see. I'll throw up some Glocks for all the Glock guys in there. You know, Trey doesn't happen to have any Glocks at hand. What handguns do you have over there, Adam?
Well, I got my SIGs, and I also have Beretta, and of course my Walther here. I'll bring out my Walther. Might as well.
Is that your go-to? Or what you do you CCW?
You know I've been kind of using this as my house gun. It's just a cheap PPX, but I've had custom sights put on it, right?
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Light, of course, you know.
Okay.
I allow that. I figured it was rather inexpensive, so I can, run it as a house gun with my can. You know?
Okay, nice. So you got the raised sights.
They Tyrant 45, and I run a 9mm piston in it.
Oh, cool. Nice. Okay, there you go. So Adam is scoring some points. He's gotten a little bit of legit, I don't know if we're ranking him yet, but he's got some points with us because to me, it seems like, okay, he's a gun guy. He's willing to stand up for himself. He's a SIG gun guy. I'm not going to hold that against him. There you go. So what do you have over there, Trey? What do you have? A 1911?
Smith & Wesson, 18. I had my SIG 365. I got a 226 and a TAC Ops in the safe.
Oh.
I got a bunch of H&Ks, a bunch of SIGs. I actually have a bunch of Glocks, bunch of XDs because I already had them before all the stuff.
Okay.
Smith & Wesson.
What's close by? What's close by, Trey? That's what I'm trying to find out. What do you have at hand?
My Tomahawk. No, I'm just kidding.
No, if you don't want to show us what you're carrying, you don't have to.
I'll go get it. Give me 1 second.
Okay, there you go. So, okay. See, Trey's off to get some stuff. All right, cool. So we've got that established. Like I said, if folks have questions for Adam, you can hit us up with that. Adam, while we're waiting for Trey to get back, why don't you introduce yourself to everyone and just tell us, basically, who are you, what do you do, and how did you come to be? I'm going to assume you're not the only guy, but how did you come to be a person who's standing up against the state of Florida with these new gun control laws?
Yeah, well, Florida is a really good state for guns.
Give me 1 second.
That's why they call it the gunshine state, and of course, I live in Bradenton, just a bit south of Tampa, north of Sarasota, and I got mad. I was like, I'm not going to let, Rick Scott sign this law into effect. And I called his offices and I said, I oppose this bill. Do not sign it. Of course, he signs it anyway because I think he wanted that Senate seat.
Yeah.
And so, which I thought was rather disgusting. So it made me mad. And I sat down. I said, you know what? I'll fight them. I'll fight them all by myself if I have to. And there has been one other bump stock lawsuit. But those guys don't seek to invalidate the ban. They seek just compensation, And basically, they just want to pay out.
Okay.
And, they've tried to explain to me because they wanted to represent me in court, which I thought was laughable.
Okay.
And that they wanted to have a payout of millions of dollars, and that would change the tune of the state of Florida. And I said, no, that's not going to happen. Basically, they just wanted to cash in on it. They're lawyers.
Yeah. Well, because part of it is, I think the Constitution of the state of Florida says you cannot take people's you know, or force people to destroy their property without compensation.
Article 10, Section 6A.
Yeah. So that is part of the deal. So it's not to say that this is not, because this is property. This is property that we all obtained. And I don't think that everyone has a bump stock, but, and I know people don't. You have to. Okay.
I had to. I
you had to. Had. Okay. Good. Good. Yeah. So
and
that's
I was
the
not
thing.
Pleased.
Yeah, people have the, you know, people bought these things legally. They have the right to have them. And then all of a sudden someone made a law and it says, okay, you can't have this thing. But you're saying this law, it was a law firm that they would just specifically wanted to be compensated for it, right?
Yeah, I think some of those guys, one of them owned a gun shop in Fort Myers. I talked to them. They're, you know, I don't really think they understood the issues or cared. I think they were just out to make money. And so, you know, I'm not about that. I'm not about the money. I'm about fighting for rights and freedom and liberty. You know, that's where it, I mean, that's worth more than any amount of money to me.
Yeah. What good is the money if you cannot defend yourself? You know, you're not free. What's the point of the money?
That's right.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. So that makes sense. So how, I think in the getting to know you process, I don't know if you want to discuss this or not. I think you have a website, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you mentioned that website. I think I have it pulled up here.
Bumpstocklegalaction.com.
Okay. All right, bumpstocklegalaction.com. You also have a Facebook.
Yes. I can't get it. Yeah, facebook.com/bumpstocklegalaction.
Right. Okay. So, you know, you found out about this law. You're upset, like a lot of us. I think a lot of us were upset. We're still upset. You know, what actions have you taken? Obviously, you've got the website, you've got the Facebook and stuff like that. I noticed that, like on the Facebook, for example, you've got about 26 people following you. You don't have a huge following or anything like that yet. What kind of actions have you taken? You know, in regards to this legally, and then what kind of things are you doing to get people to get on board? Because I'm assuming that you're looking for folks out there to help you fund the fight, right?
You know, I really don't like a handout. You know what I mean? It's like I wanted to do this all by myself. I want to fight this, man. I really want to fight it. But you know what? It's getting to the point where it is overwhelming for me. And, you know, maybe I should open up a little bit more, especially what's happening here in the future. And, that's a bump stock ban on the federal level, which I've kind of known about for the past few months. And it's not a good thing. But that's a whole new ball of wax that's coming in.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's a heavy load on me. And it's basically when I wake up, I'm working on this, and then I go to sleep, and then I wake up again, and I'm working on this. It's a fight.
Yeah. Yeah. So wait, hold on one second. So, yeah, I think we're getting a lot of noise, but it's probably coming from Trey's microphone. Yeah.
Is it coming from me?
Yeah. You might want to mute on. We can hear you guys talking.
All right, he's gonna stop talking. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, but I think there's just a lot of wind noise and stuff like that.
That's the fan. Let me turn the fan off.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, and then some folks are asking you to speak up, Adam. They really like to hear you. So,
okay.
Yeah, I apologize for that. I mean, you know, we should have probably gotten all of this worked out before we went on. So, yeah. So go ahead, because now I forgot completely where I was. Okay, so we're talking about funding, right?
Yeah, I have a donate page there. If you are willing and you are able to donate, please go ahead and donate. You know, it's via PayPal link, of course, till they find out it's about guns, and I'm sure they'll shut me down, or maybe not, because they're getting a cut anyway.
Okay.
People have asked me to accept Bitcoins. I can do that if they'd like. Just message me, and I'll give you a Bitcoin address.
Okay.
It's the federal fights what I'm worrying about right now, because I'm fighting the state, and right now the docket's over 50 items. So the state tried to have my lawsuit thrown out, and they were unsuccessful. It will continue on Second Amendment grounds. I filed a preliminary injunction, which means that that'll prevent, the judge will enjoin the state from enforcing the law. And if they do that, then you can keep your bump stock, right? And so what's happened, though, is that the time was kind of running out for that. So you can use restraining orders the exact same way you can use injunctions. They just are issued ex parte, which means you don't need a hearing. I issued that to the judge, and of course the judge denied that. It's really hard to get those. Even injunctions are hard to get. But the judge took my motion for a preliminary injunction, and he decided to have a hearing. So the judge brought
which I'm sorry, is this the Florida State Court? Is this a local court that you're doing this in?
This
what
is
level
federal court. This is the 11th Circuit. This is the Middle District of Florida, the Tampa Division.
Okay.
So this is federal court. This is big boy court.
Okay, and did you retain a lawyer already?
Nope.
Okay, so you're
all by myself.
Okay. Are you a lawyer?
No.
Okay. So, I mean, you seem very knowledgeable about this, definitely more than I am. And I've been like talking about this and mad and all that kind of stuff. So how are you doing this right now? And what is it costing you right now?
It's costing me a fortune. To be honest, to research my case, the access called Pacer, that's 10 cents a page. I made a mistake 2 days ago, and I got 250 results on a search instead of 25 because I missed one number. That cost me $25.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
You know, every page I retrieve costs me money. We're talking filing fees. I have to drive up there. I have a hearing on this preliminary injunction on the 29th. So I have to drive to Tampa. I have to get everything set up. You know, expert witnesses and getting just going places. I mean, I go to gun shows and I hand out cards, you know, just get people to be aware of, you know, who I am and what I do.
Okay.
And, you know, it's all that costs money, you know, and I hate to say it's breaking me, but, you know, slowly they are because they have 5 lawyers. If you look at the docket, there are 5 lawyers and one that's not on the docket. That's a 6th lawyer.
Yeah, it's always tough to fight City Hall. So, and Trey, if you need to ask any questions here, you have any ideas, please feel free to jump in. If you guys in the chat have questions
the
here.
state wiped my grandfather out and took our property. So I understand.
Yeah.
They wiped us out. They drug us out for 10 years, bankrupted my grandfather, and still took our property because they wanted it, and that was the only reason. Then they tried to turn around and sell it because then they changed their mind.
Wow.
And then we said, you can't sell it now because you done ruined my family and took our property. So I can completely relate to that.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, Adam. What do you do for a living? Are you employed? Are you self-employed? What's going on with that?
I work in the film industry. I work on film sets, and I'm usually an assistant director for TV commercials and music videos.
Okay, cool.
On major feature films like the ones they filmed around here, like The Infiltrator and Parker and all those films. I usually can get whatever part I can get, you know, and
so are you talking behind the scenes parts or in front of the camera parts? What do you?
Behind the scenes mostly, and AD does behind the scenes. But if I need to be in front of the camera, I will. I was a security guard in Parker. I'm not credited, but I am on. You can see.
Okay, all right, that's cool. Okay, so I'm trying to keep an eye, Lola or Trey, if you guys see questions that people have coming in here. So you know, just to kind of stick on this here in the beginning, we are going to get to the other things we want to talk about for sure, but I just want to have the audience while we have a lot of people in here right now. By the way, guys, please hit the thumbs ups and share this. You know, not even just for our sake. It sounds like Adam really needs some help here. And what we're trying to do is help, like I said, vet him. You know, we're trying to get to know him and all that kind of stuff right now. It sounds like he's kind of in this on his own. I know people out there sometimes. So here's the thing, Adam, right? If you're not like a YouTube gun guy or somehow in the gun community and you're trying to do this, there's obviously not going to be a bunch of people jumping in on what you're doing, right?
Yeah, what's going to happen is that people jump on board once they know it's going to happen and there's something going on. So I figured that once I get my injunction, people say, hey, well, hold on a minute. I can keep my bump stock because of this guy. Let's listen to him. And that's how it's been usually. Media, of course, has been totally nasty. You know, I even, you know, mentioned it. You know, I had a call from one. Like, why do you want to ban these things? They're dangerous. You know. I mean,
so,
it's just,
yeah. All right. So, how much money do you think this is going to take? And other than money, are there other kinds of help that you feel like that you need?
It's going to take, I don't know. I thought it'd be cheaper, but it may cost 10 grand or more. You know, that's not counting, you know, my time. You know?
Okay. All right. So right now, okay, 10 grand or more, you're saying, okay. Right now,
that's
Gorillas,
cheap.
yeah, Gorillas and Guns is asking me if you have a Facebook page. I just put a link up to it.
Excellent.
I just threw that there. And at some point here, Lola will also come in and or I'll do it and include all of that in the description of this video.
Excellent.
So I just put both of those links to the .com and the Facebook page. And just to let you guys know, once again, the .com is bumpstocklegalaction.com, and the Facebook page is facebook.com/bumpstocklegalaction. So, okay, so you're thinking it's going to be about $10,000. What other kind of help do you need? Like for my part, you know, obviously we're talking about this here. We're putting it out in the world. I think you probably need some social media help to get in touch with other people. Look, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let's just put it like on the table, and anyone can tell me if I'm wrong. What's going to happen in the gun community, I think, is that someone probably has to co-sign you. You know, like, because this is how, like, you know, we're all human beings. We're worried. We're thinking, you know, this guy might be out there just trying to get some money off of us, or maybe it's someone trying to infiltrate the gun guys. You know, all these kinds of things go on, right? And I think that's why this kind of an opportunity gives you exposure to people out there, and they can say, hey, I think this guy's a gun guy. I think he's legit. We need that kind of stuff. And then we can all say, hey, we need to help this guy, because there's lots of people in Florida that are gun people that not only have bump stocks, but as you said earlier, and I've been saying for a long time, Trey, everyone else out there has been saying, it's not just the bump stocks they're going after.
That's right. Tell you what, if we get a liberal attorney general, that attorney general is going to switch and flip that switch like a light and say, hey, every AR-15 in the state of Florida is now a contraband. And it's just going to happen exactly like what happened in Massachusetts with Mara Healey, who was decided she wanted to basically reinterpret the law. Exactly what ATF is trying to do right now. So it's really a great time to take this federal once this happens. I may be able to hold this Florida case in what's called abeyance, which means they just put the case on ice and just hold it there, right?
Okay.
And then I can work on the federal level. But the problem is that the state's lawyers, they're good. They're very good. But when we're talking about federal lawyers that are from D.C., that represent the ATF, that's a whole different ball of wax, son. And, you know, I'm just one person who is not an attorney. And it's, you know, once they get done, you know, attacking me, they can just tag team out and the next lawyer can fight it. I'm just being swamped and overwhelmed. So I may have to travel for this. I may have to go to DC. I may have to go to Virginia. I may have to go to wherever the court is, because I'm sure I'm not going to be the only one fighting them.
Yeah.
To, you know, represent our best interest in the gun community. I'm fighting for our freedom.
Okay.
I have to go to Virginia. I may have to.
We've got Walter coming in. Walter, you might want to mute for a sec.
To, you know, represent.
We're getting feedback, Walter. I don't know if you can hear that. Okay, there we go. All right, so Walter's coming in from Kentucky. He's out at Knob Creek. Real quickly, Scorched Earth Firearms, Rod Mills. He gave us $2. I'm not sure what it's for, but I'm sure he's trying to help support the cause. We'll figure out a way to send that on to Adam here. Walter, what's up, man? What's going on?
Let's see my phone for a second.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. The other window was open, so I had to close the other window.
Oh, what's going on, man? You got to Kentucky safely.
Yep, got there in one piece. No problem with the storm. We didn't have it after we left Tampa at 6 o'clock in the morning. Basically, no rain until we got all the way to Tennessee. Ran into a cold front, but that wasn't bad either. So,
okay, and then you're all set up at the creek.
Yep. All set up. I'm ready to rock and roll, baby.
All right, cool. So I want to introduce you to someone. This is Adam Roberts.
Hi, Adam.
There he goes. So Adam's actually fighting the bump stock ban here in Florida. So we're kind of I don't know if you got that or not, Walter.
Yeah, I kind of was watching before I asked for the link. So yeah.
Okay. You have any thoughts on this?
Oh man, go for it. Shit. I mean, somebody's got to, but yeah, I mean, there's the legal thing about the property and all that. That's a big thing. So It's just, as we all know, the legal system is set up to profit the lawyers. So I'm sure there's resistance all the way from the ones, because you're not represented by a lawyer. So they probably think of you as some turd.
They think that, but they know I'm not. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But they could, I mean, you know, we're talking about if you have 5 lawyers, I don't know how many law firms involved there. You know, these are people who will try to get through on technicalities, right? You don't show up on time. You don't file this thing on time. You don't do this or that or say this properly.
That if you look through the docket, that's all it is technicalities. That's all it is procedural things. I mean, I was working today and I didn't have a verification on my complaint, and therefore my injunction could be denied. The judge was just gracious enough to give me 14 days to submit evidentiary material, which I did. I submitted a affidavit of in support of my injunction. I also filed my amended complaint, which was verified. It's just having a verification statement at the bottom. That's one thing that just trip you up, and you can lose your entire case that way.
Wow. By the way, Aries Firearms, that's Trey, gave us $2. So thanks. Listen, here's what I want you guys to do. If, you know, I'm going to say this again. This is the getting to know Adam process, right? This is what we're trying to do here. If you guys are finding Adam to be legitimate, then please go to his... Go to his Facebook, go to his .com, support him in the ways that he has set up to support him, because that's the most direct way. That's what we would all appreciate here. Adam, what do you think that we can do for you? Obviously, we're talking about this, and I know that you're looking to get money. Are there other things that we can do more directly to help you?
You know what? There is one thing, and that's some local shooting space so I can go bump fire. The last place I was shooting at freaked out because even though I walked up into the rubber and I was bump firing into it, bump firing scares people, right? Because you can bump fire without a bump stock.
Okay. So you need a place to shoot. Where are you in Florida?
I'm in Bradenton. So.
Bradenton. Okay, so this guy here is
from me.
Yeah, this guy right here is in Leesburg, and he owns a range.
Come on out. I'll take care of you.
Excellent. You know, yeah. I would like to have some videos for evidence. You know, the discovery ends next week, so I'd have to, you know, be a little expedited. So you're up in Leesburg. That's excellent.
Yeah, you can go up 75 and cut across 44. You're right at my place.
Excellent. That would be great. I appreciate that invitation. The last range I was at over at High Noon, I'm going to plug those guys because they've been really great to me. I understand why they did. You know, they had an accident there a number of years ago, so they were kind of apprehensive about me doing that. But
okay,
you know, the amount of time they did give me to go back there and shoot when I did was, you know, gracious. But yeah, it's they kind of said you got to knock it off, and they didn't want me doing that anymore, and that's fine. I wasn't unsafe, but you know, bump fire is kind of a sketchy thing, you know. And when you're hooking a rifle on your belt loop or you're trying to hold it, right? That's the whole crux of the argument here with the bump fire stock, of course, is that you don't need the stock to bump fire. Therefore, that Florida statute doesn't even ban the thing.
Yeah, but that's not
banned in the first place.
Well, wait a second. That's not how the law is written, though. And by the way, if Walter or Trey, if you guys want to jump in here, the law is not written like that. It's not just a bump stock, right? It's any device
or device that increase the rate of fire.
Yeah, or accessory. Yeah. Now, it doesn't ban fingers yet, but
yes, it does.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, technically it does. Okay, so Trey, do you have any questions that you want to hold on one second. Actually, SoCal Gunner gave us $10. He says West Coast to East Coast love helping out the 2A community. Thank you to SoCal for that. Okay, we'll try to put this together so that we can send this on to Adam, but I still want to encourage you guys to like actually go to his things and reach out to him that way, because that's going to help him more directly. Like, we actually have to collect whatever, you know, the stuff.
Yeah, I don't have a problem donating. I'm definitely going to donate when we get off. Yeah, I do think you probably could do stuff for raising money at gun shoots, like something Walter's at, shoots that are all over the state all the time. You need to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see if you can drum up interest. Gun shows are a good one too, but the problem sometimes at gun show is you have a lot of the northern, especially in your gun shows, and all the northern people are not as AR savvy. They want a 38 or a single shot, and they're good with that, and it becomes an issue.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Walter? Any questions, ideas here?
Oh, no, I'm just listening, taking it all in.
Yeah, you look like you need a beer or something right now.
I already had one.
You already had one? Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All
No
right.
ice cream?
No dessert. I had there's a place just out on the edge of Louisville called Mark's Feed Store. It's like a barbecue place, and they usually come out of there, and there's no room for nothing else. So
okay.
Sounds like my kind of place.
Yeah, J Loafers gave us $5. Thanks to J Loafers. Okay, so let me ask you this, Adam. What are you involved in any pro Second Amendment organizations, anything like that?
I've given money in the past to a Second Amendment Foundation, Gun Owners of America, those organizations. I think they promote. They tell you what, Second Amendment Foundation doesn't play around. They take legal action like me, right? I'm here to really fight them. I'm fighting with everything I got, son. I'm never gonna stop. I'm never gonna give up. It's just not in me to give up like this, and they're not going to take away our rights. This is all of us. And it's not just all of us. It's our kids, man. Tell you what, there is only a very few special places in the world, just like America, right? Just this country, that you can do what we do. And
yeah, the only one I could think of is America, to be honest with you. I'm not saying that everywhere else in the world is horrible, but I can't, think of a lot of places like America. Absolutely. And we all have to fight this fight, by the way. I don't think this is just something that Adam should be out there fighting on his own. I think we should all be fighting it in different ways. Obviously, we all have different ways that we can contribute to anything like this. We can contribute financially. We can get behind him. We can also do our own things. And the reason why I asked you about these different organizations is because I wanted to know, have you heard from the NRA? Have you heard from Gun Owners of America? Or the Second Amendment Foundation, any of those places?
NRA is really not interested in this kind of fight. Actually, you heard that the NRA supported a bump fire stock ban. I think you heard that until they had to backpedal a few months later after the backlash from everybody. Mm-hmm. So, where NRA's head isn't on that. I don't know your take on the NRA yourself, but
not a fan right now because of that.
Yeah.
I am an NRA member. I go to the annual convention and stuff like that. I think I go there because that's a easy way to connect with the gun community. So instead of guys having to try to come to Florida to see me, that moves around, I go there. Right. But I agree with you. I think that one way or the other, they should be in here helping you with this fight, but I also think places like Gun Owners of America can help you. Places that have lawyers can help out here and make
U.S. Law Shield.
Yeah. Well, U.S. Law Shield, isn't that more for if you get into some kind of shooting situation?
Yeah, but they do a lot of legal stuff too. And then they definitely help out with other stuff. They don't just only do. That's their bread and butter, but they do other stuff too.
Okay. Do you know anyone there?
I do.
Actually,
Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, it's just procedural stuff with me. My legal theory is usually pretty sound. It's just the procedural steps. I mean, I was on the phone today with a clerk from the federal clerk of courts, and she was having trouble figuring out how I should file which paper which way, without having to irritate the judge. It's that sort of thing that I'm worrying about. Because on the 29th, I go in front of the magistrate. And if the magistrate makes a recommendation that I can get an injunction, that means bump stocks are fine to possess in the state of Florida until this litigation resolved. Then I'll go for a permanent injunction, which means that I've invalidated the bump stock ban.
Okay.
And that means we win.
So do you have a link to any of these actual filings? Is any of this public knowledge where we can go look up at what you filed or anything else that's going on here?
Yeah, if you go to courtlistener.com, it's a website. The problem is that the federal case is on Pacer, and Pacer charges you 10 cents a page. So you have to pay 10 cents for every page. Well, what I've done is I've uploaded every document on Court Listener. And if you search on Google for Court Listener, Roberts versus Bondi, which I sued Pam Bondi and Rick Swearingen, And if you look that up, you'll find the whole court case, and you'll find all the items in the docket. It's quite a dry read, I have to say.
Right. No, I just think the reason why I ask you is because I'm sure some people probably would want to, see some more things about this or get into it. Listen, I don't think that you should be doing this fight on your own.
No.
And I think people should help you out with this because this concerns all of us. As Vanessa Kitty here saying, under the new law, bump stock is defined as a conversion kit, tool, accessory, or a device used to alter the rate of fire of a firearm to mimic automatic weapon fire, or which is used to increase the rate of fire. We can go on. We've talked about this here on the show before. And the things like, as Adam said, like, first of all, I encourage everyone to vote. And vote for people who are not trying to take your guns away from you in the state of Florida as well. But if we wind up getting some of these socialists here in office, any law that exists, these people will use against us. And, just changing the trigger out in your firearm is modifying it, right?
Yeah, it could be a bump stock. I don't know if you guys have done this before. I've done this for years. Is that I made a tool that's basically a AR-15 pistol grip screw, like the bolt that goes through it. I drill the center out and I put threaded rod through it. And when you do that, you can use a screwdriver or whatever, right, to adjust the trigger creep and reset time, right?
Okay, and Walter's really nodding his head.
Crisp trigger. It's really nice. You put a little Loctite on it, and then you have a nice AR trigger using standard fire control components that I think it's maybe may not be quite as good as a nice Geissele trigger, but tell you what, it's pretty darn close.
Okay.
And so basically that would be a bump fire stock because you can have a shorter reset, therefore you can fire faster. And of course the modifying tool, because it does say tool in the law there, that would mean the screwdriver is also a bump fire stock.
Yeah. Or device or anything. Walter, have you done this? Or you've heard of this before? I've never heard of it. So
I'm familiar with it. Yep.
Okay. So Kiaski wants to either one of you guys to explain that again. Walter, you want to tell us what
basically that is? You replace the screw that holds the grip on an AR-15, and in that screw there's it's got a hole drilled in the screw with another screw inside of that, which you screw up into the base of the trigger, and it limits the amount of play in the trigger.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You can adjust the play to your liking.
Okay. Understood. Understood.
That's there's you could use other terms for the play part, but that's in layman's terms.
Okay. What are you thinking about all this, Walter? I know you're tired and all that kind of stuff. We have you on. I didn't expect to have you on, by the way.
Surprise.
Yeah, I'm not even sure how you got on, to be honest with you.
I mean, I just text your significant other and ask her for a link. That's all.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Modern technology,
Yeah, it's good. We're glad that we have you here. Obviously, this is something that affects all of us. What do you think about this?
No. Oh, I don't. I think that the gun stuff sucks, but his working towards getting it flipped is great. Somebody's got to do it because it is unconstitutional. In probably more ways than one. Yeah, kind of like the thing I'm going through, kind of.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah. This is the reason why I'm asking you, Walter, because I know you're dealing with some legal stuff.
Yeah. So if you go by the legal stuff, they don't have a foot stand of any ground to stand on, but that doesn't mean they won't try to do it anyways. So
yeah, because the way that all this legal stuff works is these people make laws that they layer on top of other laws, and if we don't fight it, it is the law. That's just the bottom line.
Yeah,
if we let them get away with it, they get away with it.
In this case, in Florida, it's technically the law, but in my case, it's a lot of with ATF. It's a lot of just edict. Where somebody says, "Well, we don't like that, so that's not good." It's not really a law. So,
regulatory overreach.
Yes, regulatory bullshit. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Trey, what do you think? What do you think about all this?
I think it's great that somebody's standing up to fight. I don't know a lot about the legalities, but Walter probably knows more about it than I do. But I'm definitely willing to help, and I'm going to donate when we get off, and try to help you out. I think it's a great thing. It is very challenging. I mean, you're definitely, I've been down that road, but on the land version, we talked about this earlier, and they took our property and they basically bankrupted my family to get the property and ran my grandfather into the ground just because they had more money, more time.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that, listen, I think we should not let this stand. We should not let this stand. We have to push back against this kind of stuff. That's what Adam's doing here. Adam, so the law is in effect now, and I was looking at a video that you have on your Facebook page. You no longer have your bump stock?
It is no longer in the state of Florida.
Okay.
I had to get rid of it, you know, and that was a sad day, you know. I tried and I fought as hard as I could, but it's just,
yeah. But they could really make an example out of you if you didn't, and then all of a sudden they show up at your place.
Oh yeah.
I was expecting to at 4:30 in the morning for, you know, cops to run down. You know, I usually carry a weapon on me at all times. And I kind of put it in the drawer going, you know what? I don't want them to accidentally shoot me, you know, when I'm in the bathroom and I had to take it off, you know, they see a gun there.
Yeah. So that's just the rationale. And the reason why I'm asking you that question, because I'm sure people, one, want to know out there, but two, they'd be like, well, why did you get rid of your bump stock, you know, if you're fighting this law? Because if you no longer have it, how can you fight the law without having it? You know, should you get yourself arrested with it? Yeah. Well, so can you? Does it make it easier? How does that all work here?
When I filed a lawsuit, that's where time stands still, right? It's a little bit of a legal fiction, they call it. So when I filed the suit, that's where time stood still, and that's where my claim arrives, right? And so from that time forward, that's where we're talking about. That's where I can sue for relief from. That's what you sue for. You sue for relief. So it's a monetary damage, or in this case, enjoining, which is an injunction, which prevents the enforcement of a law.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. I'm guessing that makes sense to you guys, right?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, I'm keeping track of how many thumbs ups we have, so I hope that, you know, we've got like 116 people watching right now. I'll just ask everyone to please like thumbs up this video and share it and all that kind of stuff. You know, especially if you're here in the state of Florida, even if you're watching this later and you're in the state of Florida, I'll try to pull something out of this and put it up, as well as sharing the whole thing. This is also going to go out on iTunes and other places that folks can catch, you know, audio podcasts. But, you know, we need to get behind these kind of things. We need to support people doing this stuff. You know, we can't just sit idly by and then let this be done to us. So for that reason, I'm asking everyone to like help us share this. Hit the thumbs ups. At this point, we should have over 100 thumbs ups, and we don't. So I'm asking you guys to please do
right
that.
There, one more.
Awesome. Thank you to everyone who's doing that. Okay, let's see. Do you have any? You know, do you have any other statements you want to make here, Adam? Maybe something we're missing.
You know, I understand that you people. You know, there's people who just they want to stay quiet. They want to be underground. You know, they don't want. Tell you what, there are people in the Solicitor General's office that are gun people. You know, and I have supporters there. And you know, actually, one of them, he's not to be named because he doesn't want to be. We went shooting after the state did their little demonstration of our tangible things. So they had an expert come out and test the bump stock, and of course, you know, I said, why don't you try bump firing without the bump stock? And he wouldn't do it, of course. And so he had to come to his conclusion that, of course, the state was 100% right on this whole thing. And that's how that was, you know. And of course, the guy said, hey, let's go shooting afterward. And so we did. And, you know, he was a real gun guy and a gun nut. So there's, you know, those things.
Yeah. The thing is if people stay quiet on this, if we don't do anything about it, if we don't take chances, you know, I'm taking a chance right here. You know, I don't know Adam. This is the first time we've ever communicated. I believe one of our supporters, someone that helps us out all the time in the background here, is the one that I think, Adam, did you reach out to him?
He reached out to me.
Okay. Yeah. So that's how we connected here. And we're all taking chances, right? We're all getting on board here. Everyone else has to do this if you really care. Otherwise, I think at the end of the day, if it's just Trey and Walter and Adam and myself here in Florida, that wants to do something about this, then we're pretty much, Adam, excuse me, I don't know if you curse or not, but we're fucked. Okay, if everyone else is even just going to sit quiet, I'm not saying that you have to give up money, but you can help just by sharing his Facebook page, by sharing the website, by sharing this. I don't know what else you would like us to share out there. Adam, do you have a YouTube channel or something?
I do. It's just got, you know, animal videos on it.
Oh, okay, all right.
You know, I tell you what, I'll fight the good fight, guys. You know, if it has to be me, I'll do it. I'll fight the fight.
Yeah, but you should not do it on your own. That's just the bottom line of that. You should not, and you cannot do it on your own. So I think that we need to get in here. Someone needs to do it. I think one of the things that you're probably running up against here right now, I'm going to see whether or not we could change that, is that in the, like, quote unquote gun community itself, probably people don't know you. There's lots of gun guys like that out there, right? They've been out there. How long have you been into guns, Adam?
Oh, 25 years at least.
Okay, how did you start? Are you a native Floridian?
Yes, I am. My dad took me to a gun range in the late 80s, you know, and I shot his, he had a Ruger Security 6. I don't know if you know about that revolver. And he shot it with 38 specials, and I loved it, you know, until I shot it with 357s as a 10-year-old kid, you know, and then that hurt, you know. And
right.
I fell in love with guns, you know, and I wanted them ever since I was a teenager. And so, you know, in 91, I got a SKS when they had the Chinese ones coming over for $90, you know, and
oh, so that did happen, Walter.
Yeah. And those came in, and oh man, they were great, you know. And so I got that. I got my 1022, and then I got AKs.
Yeah. Walter tells me there was never such prices on AKs.
On they were cheap.
Huh?
SKS, my friend.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah.
You gotta listen to your
SKS. Yes, yes. That you're right. You're right, Walter. You're right. Okay, SKSs were cheap, right?
AKs were cheap too back then, maybe $200, $250.
Oh, okay. Now you're just totally collaborating what Walter said.
Thank you.
All right. I'm just trying to catch him out there because there's a myth, there's a legend that these things are only $75 a long time ago.
Yeah.
That we'll never see. We'll never. No. It obviously, Walter says it never happened. Obviously, it never happened. So there you go. Could you get an AK kit for $75, Walter?
Yeah.
Yes, I have. I got AK kits for probably 40. I got probably some for $49 or $59 used ones. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. And then by the time you put that together, what did it cost?
Less than 100. Yeah, less than 100.
Oh, okay. So was that just like, I'm assuming there was some welding going on, or
I welded mine because I didn't have the riveting stuff. But yeah, I welded. I've got 3 or 4 that I welded together like that. Half an hour, I got it all together. Boom, done.
Okay, all right, so close, but not exactly $75.
No, a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I gotta try. I'm gonna make a video trying to find the mythical $75 AK. This thing has to be out.
Good luck.
All plastic, all 3D printed.
Oh, okay. All right. So listen, let's switch a little bit here and talk about some other things. We'll definitely come back, Adam, if that's okay.
No problem. I can talk about anything.
Yeah, we'll definitely come back and talk about it. So I know one of the big things out there that everyone's talking about right now is Kanye West. So let's have that conversation. He went to the White House. Who doesn't know about this?
Oh, what? When did this happen? Today?
Today.
Yeah, yes. Today for lunch.
Okay, no, I've been immersed in the gun culture today. So yes.
You've been immersed in the gun culture. Oh, awesome.
Not great. Machine guns.
Yeah. No, that's what you're supposed to be doing. That's a good thing. Getting set up. So I just put a link in the chat, Walter, but if you look, you'll see Kanye West. For anyone who doesn't know, he went to, I think, obviously there's been a bunch of stuff going on out there in the media with Kanye West, right? And wearing the Make America Great hat again. You know, he's been called a lot of names. People have literally called him some horrible names. So, you know, Uncle Tom, Coon, all kinds of craziness going on out there because he's just having a conversation with Trump. And I think they've obviously met each other before. They know each other, but they didn't sit down and talk about stuff. Kanye went back to Chicago and then decided he wanted to talk to Trump more personally about things going on in Chicago. and stuff going on with people being incarcerated and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, Kim Kardashian went to the White House. So today he went to the White House, met in the Oval Office, right, with Trump. And there's 10 minutes. There's video out there that's at least like 7 or 8 minutes long. We've seen a bunch of different things on news media, but Trey and I were looking at it. And I shared links. Let me see. I'll share a link in here again for anyone who wants to do it. Trey, what did you think about it? Haven't seen it. Adam, I don't know if you've seen it or not yet.
I mean, there was a 20-minute video I saw of Kanye wearing a MAGA hat, you know, Make America Great Again. And he was talking to Trump. I mean, he was saying really odd things, Kanye things, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And I only saw snippets of that. I was working today all day working on this.
Well,
stuff.
and that's what I
don't
think.
know. I think he's very intelligent. He did pretty. The snippets are funny because I only saw snippets too, and then me and Hank watched the whole video. He's pretty darn intelligent. Well, he's not stupid.
Exactly. And that's the thing the media does to you, right? They try to pull out snippets and make you look bad. You know, they're trying to say that he was cursing at the White House. Who cares? You know, he was not cursing out America or the president. You know, he was being himself. I don't think it was. I don't think Trump took it as being disrespectful. Not the first time anyone cursed in the White House, but a lot of times, just as you'll find, Adam, with you, that especially as this heats up and people out there want to discredit you, they'll just take clips of things that you said and try to represent you with that. So that's why I watched it. Actually, yeah, exactly. And that's why we came on here a little bit late, because I wanted to watch that. And I was actually impressed. I think he made a good presentation. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking to myself, like, what if I went up to the White House in front of any president? Let's take it away from Trump or anything else. So you're an entertainer or whatever it is. You get to go up to the White House. You're talking to the president in the Oval Office. He's sitting behind the what is it? The Resolute desk. I know it was in National Treasure. Correct. Yeah.
There's two Resolute desks, and they're made off of ship timbers. Go ahead.
Right. So he's sitting there and you're talking to him. And if you listen to the presentation that Kanye made, I actually thought it was well presented. And I thought it was very intelligent. You know, and I also think it's what's not happening. Like, if we all just go to our corners, there's actually people saying that because this MAGA hat is the same thing as Klan robes. There's people saying that kind of stuff. Yeah, I know you're laughing, Walter, but that's what people. There's people out there saying that.
All this stuff that anytime a person of color, a black person, talks out of line with the party line.
Who you mean with the other black people, or who people perceive black people?
Hanging with the brothers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you step away from that party line, you're a coon, you're this, you're that, you're above. It's typical. He should have expected that. That's nothing new. That's the typical mantra. You're hanging with the Nazi. Da, 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 da. Yeah, no, I don't know what they said that. I don't want to give them any ideas, but you know.
Yeah, but they said that about they've said that about people who are out there doing these kinds of things and who are saying things.
Yeah, I mean, we shouldn't be surprised, and it's the same. It's the same people saying the same stuff. Once you step off the plantation, and you think for yourself, then you're the bad guy.
Yeah, and that's what I think that Kanye West is trying to say. You know, this is what he was talking about when he went to Saturday Night Live, and they try to tell him, "Don't go on with that." Why? How can you equate this hat to Ku Klux Klan, to the Ku Klux Klan, or
especially
Klan robes?
He's wearing it.
Yeah, but how can you equate it? What is it that's so wrong with it?
They can't tell you, because there's nothing wrong with it.
Well, I don't think so. But why? Why do these people say that there's something wrong with it's a red hat with white lettering that says "Make America Great Again"? It doesn't say "Make white people great again" or anything like that. What is wrong with that?
Because it's associated with Trump. Simply, nothing else.
Yeah. So then what's wrong with it being associated with Trump? We're talking about a guy for most of his political life. He was a Democrat. This is a guy from New York.
You're talking to the
choir on this one. I can't understand it either. It doesn't make any rational sense.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't fit with their mantra.
Yeah. Well, and here's the other thing that happens, right? So if right now Trump is the president, and we just go, hey, He's a president. He's not my president. He's a white guy. I don't know. You know, Hillary was also going to be a white guy. That's president.
And they love that white.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, but they're mad at Trump for whatever reason, and I'm here to tell you I think it's bullshit. I know I get called a lot of names for that, and Walter will tell you I'm not a super Trump fan. No. You know, when Trump does something wrong, we talk about it, right, Walter?
Yeah, you curse him. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing. I grew up in New York City. I don't personally know Trump. I've met him before. I knew his mother before she died and all that kind of stuff. I don't ever remember in my interactions with his mom or him or anyone else in the family what I would consider racism. I don't ever remember those things being levied against him in New York City. You know, I remember things like, you know, he was a developer. There were people who didn't like that he was trying to buy properties from them and stuff like that. But all these things that people are saying, I do not remember. On top of that, I remember every rapper that I grew up with, and even the current rappers, all loving this guy.
Well, they all want to get next to him.
Yeah, I remember Hollywood loving this guy and him being in Hollywood movies. I remember him having a TV show that everyone wanted to be on.
Oh.
You know, so now he's president, and we have like every time, regardless of whether it's Trump that's president or it's Obama that's president or it's Bush that's president or Clinton or whoever the hell's president, if you have an opportunity to talk to people and talk to each other, you can affect some kind of change, right? You can make something happen. Yeah.
Well, did any of these other presidents sit down and talk to an ardent pro-gun person in the White House, in the Oval Office?
No, I don't remember.
Did Obama talk about prison reform and, you know, wanting to do all that stuff? Did he talk to the Koreans? Did he talk to? No,
I don't remember during Obama's time.
I mean, we're fixing to have open trade with all the other countries around us, not NAFTA.
Yeah, but also check this out. Check this out. Cola Noir was big during Obama's time, right? Right, at least in the last part of his term. So no, I'm saying like we you know, in the gun community, we know who Coleon was under Obama, right? We knew about him. You know, he's been doing this stuff with NRA for a while or whatever. I don't ever remember Obama saying, you know what, I'm going to sit down with this guy and hear what he has to say. I'm just using it as an example to show you that. By the way, when Kanye actually talked about guns. Talked about that. Okay. Yeah, he talked about a lot of different things. That's why I think people should take the time to look into what actually went down there. And I'm not saying that it's going to make something happen. I'm saying that we all have to come. We all have to get in here and talk about this.
Well, the other side always says we need. Well, they don't now. Now they're on the warpath. But it used to be like, oh, we need compromise. We need to talk. We need to be bipartisan. That word bipartisan is nothing but a bunch of shit anyways.
But they don't want to talk to Trump.
But they only want to talk their story. They don't want to talk. They don't want to talk to you and find out what you're. They don't want to do that. They just want to push their ideas on top of you, and that's it. That's their way of talking. Period.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I think that people should look at what he had to say. I think he did a good job. I don't know what's going to come out of that. I think his ultimate reason for doing all that is he wants us to think about the fact that all the laws we're creating in America are incarcerating people. And in a lot of cases, unjustly, we're putting people in prison that don't need to be there. We have too many things we have too many laws. I'm not saying people don't deserve to be in prison, because there's people that do not deserve to walk the face of the earth.
You don't deserve to breathe the air I breathe. So,
yeah, for sure. Right. For sure. But we also know that there's people being incarcerated for things that make no sense.
Stupid shit. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the conversation he wants to have. And I would suggest to people that when it comes to guns, all these gun laws are reasons to put more people in prison. This is why Adam and so many people here in Florida, guys that are in the chat that I know right now, got rid of things that they had that they thought, man, I could wind up becoming a felon. I can get arrested. I could lose my job, and all these horrible things could happen to me because of something that I own that I bought legally. And it's still legal in the United States of America. I could become a felon.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Walter. What were you going to say?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I mean, and legal and approved by the people who approve all that stuff. twice, I believe, bump stocks were approved by ATF. Twice? Am I right there?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. They're trying to change their mind of stuff that they look at over and over
letters
again.
out. When you bought a bump stock, you get like a letter saying it was approved.
Two determinations of them, and during Master Obama's administration too, which was a miracle. I could not, when the bump stock came out, I was like, really? They're gonna let this go? Really?
1 second, guys.
Okay, all right.
I was so shocked, and it just kept. It's kind of like the brace thing. The brace thing, the pistol brace is another thing that's like, really?
Yes. See, we just saw Adam walk through his room there, so we know it's not a green screen. I'm just saying for anyone out there who's in doubt of it.
Computer generated.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be. Well, it could be some kind of special, elaborate computer generated thing.
Gosh. I don't think
no, it's not.
I don't think they're going to spend that much time on. I hate to say that on this audience.
No, I think Adam seems legit. That's that's my opinion.
I guess we need to find out how to help him out. We need to do stuff.
Yeah, we need to help him out.
Kind of like his cause.
He knows more about that court stuff than I'll ever know, that I ever want to know about. Hopefully.
Yeah. What we need to do is support him, right? We all have to learn how to play different roles. If he's going up there and doing it, then he's going up there. I'm not saying other people shouldn't go up. I think whoever wants to go up there should do it. Go up there and do it. And then the people who want to help out financially should help out financially. And the people who want to help out in other ways by sharing things or getting the message out, or maybe, going to some rallies and stuff like that Adam's been to. You've been to rallies, right, Adam?
Yeah, there was a Second Amendment rally down in downtown Sarasota. That's where I was passing out cards. And tell you what, if you look at that nasty comment on my legal challenge site, it was one of those guys who was nicely asking me for a card, and I gave it to him, and he told me I was going to meet my maker or something like that. Look at that comment.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, I had one. He's like, I showed him my card.
The peaceniks are giving out death threats. That's how ironic.
Oh, he said, I hope you die soon.
Wow.
Well, I thought they were the people that accepted everybody and brought, they with all their different ideas. And,
Sarasota is the city in Florida that tried to ban assault weapons, right? And they were told that on the state level they preempted them, and they went for a vote anyway, even though they would be removed from office. Thankfully, nobody voted for it, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
In Hillsborough County, they tried to pull that too. These stupid commissioners. They're like, oh, we're going to ban this, and they're so stupid that they don't even realize they can't do it. It's yet, oh well, we're going to do it because it's all this feel-good garbage. I'm doing something. I'm active. That's why we have this crap in Florida, because we need to do something. Well, why don't you go into the school when the guy's doing it and shoot the son of a bitch?
Why don't you look at statistics and see what the likelihood of you being shot by that in the first place?
Yeah.
Yeah. Music Lover says, Walter, people who do not agree with them are not human in their eyes. We can't, and this is happening. This like the listen, Hillary Clinton came out and said that people should stop people should start acting up, right? There's lots of folks.
Let them keep doing this. Let them keep it up, because all they're doing is digging themselves a deeper hole.
Mm-hmm.
Because your average Democrat's not this leftist socialist, wearing the mask, going out and doing mayhem. They're just regular old people that just kind of lean a little to the tree hugging side of things at times, I call it. Some of them just can't help it.
So, some of them are extreme, but there's some things that we agree with. We're not trying to destroy nature. We live in it.
Well, I don't want to just. Why would I? That premise of the Republicans who want to kill, blah, blah, blah. It's like, that is the stupidest shit I ever heard in my life. I got news for him. Richard Nixon, go back in time. Richard Nixon started the EPA. Hello, go back and check that out. Mm-hmm. Richard Nixon, evil Mr. Nixon. Yeah, he did all that. He started dialogue with the Chinese. He also started détente with the Ruskies, if I'm not mistaken. Evil Republicans. They set the slaves free. Damn it, evil Republicans.
Yeah,
how dare us?
These are ploys. These are
the
tactics that they're using, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, it's more that what I'm looking for. It's an emotional response.
Yeah.
Your first thing is like, God, I'm mad.
It's a feel-good response.
Yeah. Or, you know, like they banned the bump stocks, they banned whatever. Oh man, I can't believe they did this. Well, that's not the way to go about it. Go about it is look how you can go the same way they screw you, go into the courts and unscrew yourself.
Yeah.
Do the same way they're going to do you. You know, it might take a little longer. It might happen immediately, but that's the only way you're going to get it done.
Yeah. Now, you guys will notice I'm putting some links up in the chat so you guys can, so everyone can take a look at it. I'm just preloading something that we're going to talk about here in a second. Matter of fact, I'll jump into it. This is on the truth about guns, actually. So here, let me put these both up, and then I'll get into it here. So, by the way, we got over 100 thumbs up, so thank you to everyone out there. So Emma Gonzalez, this is from Emma Gonzalez, and it's in the truth about guns. So this is one of these kids from the school here in Florida that's now anti-2A activist. So here's what Emma Gonzalez has to say. She says, "We're pro 2A. We just want to regulate your guns." We try our very darndest to get out the fact that we don't want to take away guns and that we are pro Second Amendment. We're not trying to take guns out of society. We're trying to regulate them.
Out of society.
Yeah, I mean, they're already regulated, and they should not be, but they're already regulated. We've already accepted that, and these people are not stopping. They're pushing. They're asking for more. They're trying to totally delete them from society. And this is a quote from her. This is not me. "If you're already a responsible gun owner, then this has nothing to do with you. We're talking about the people that are irresponsible, the people who take advantage of the fact that the system is not very strict." Bullshit. What do you guys think about this? Obviously, I think it's bullshit.
It's total crap.
Well, first thing, that sweetheart needs to let her hair grow out. Secondly, especially just to be on this and after this whole thing happened, obviously she's never tried to buy a gun.
Mm-hmm.
So it's regulated quite more than probably now, especially in Florida, more than
cars.
Yeah.
Anyway. And doctors.
Yeah.
Plus,
what do you think about that, Adam? What do you think about her statements there?
I think those who want to regulate guns the most know the least about them.
Well, and once again, like I always say, I always do the same thing: follow the money. Poor little Emma. Poor little Emma doesn't travel and move around and do all this stuff with these people without somebody like the Bloomberg types or the putting the money in it. So follow the money. It's the same bunch.
Yeah.
Well, also use the kids.
Also, what is she? Kids. Yeah. What is she talking about? You're making laws for the people who are being she's talking about the responsible people. The responsible people are already following the laws, and you want to make more laws for them to follow. The irresponsible people don't give two shits about the laws.
War on drugs. What else? All your other crimes. You think the criminals really give a shit about the
It's illegal to do just about everything in America. You know, the people who are going to break those laws don't care about that. They break those laws. The rest of us are imprisoned and enslaved under all these laws that we have to deal with, right? People who want to make money and not pay taxes, they don't give a crap how many tax laws you put into effect. They don't do it. They don't deal with it. Oh. Right? Dudes who want to marry as many people as they want to, they just marry as many people as they want to.
Or the dudes
that just all live together unmarried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Walter.
No, the dudes that pump out all the babies unmarried.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and the thing is like, if you show me a law, I can show you millions of people that don't follow that law. Okay. So there's people that do not follow the laws. All you're doing is creating more laws for the people who you say are responsible to now fall into the category of being felons. Yeah. That's what we're doing.
Yes.
You know? So here, let's see. Here's another one. This is from Jamie Lee Curtis. Now, you guys know what were the movies that Jamie Lee Curtis did? I think
True Lies.
No. She did these things with Michael Myers. But
she did True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where she's running around as a spy shooting people.
Yeah. Well, yes, that's true. But this specifically came up because of Halloween.
The new Halloween.
Yeah. So she's in it. She was in the original one. She's in the new one, and she has guns, but she's
I think it was H2O or something like that.
right. But she's a gun grabber, you know. And so there's the other article is in The Truth About Guns. It says Jamie Lee Curtis Halloween gun kerfuffle breaks the internet. So what is it saying here? Nature abhors a vacuum, and now that the whole Kavanaugh thing has died down, that leaves a lot of empty space for hot takes and online high dungeon. I don't know. One of the things that has filled the outrage void this week is Jamie Lee Curtis. 40 years after the actress appeared in the original John Carpenter slasher flick Halloween, the 59-year-old Curtis is back again, still being menaced against all odds by the apparently unlikable, knife-wielding Michael Myers. You know, and what's going on there is, if you go on, is that I think Fox brought this up first, right? And then Fox got kind of like beat up for it because they said, well, she's anti-gun, but she's wielding guns in this movie. And then she fought back against them. And I think I posted this on most of my social media, not all of it. I made this post up here, which I'll read to you guys because you probably definitely can't read it, but I'll just show you. I'll just tell you what it says. So this is the headline. Jamie Lee Curtis swings back at Fox News on guns. This is her quote. "I fully support the Second Amendment," she says. Right?
Yeah.
And then go ahead. And she goes on to say, and have absolutely no problem, I'm paraphrasing her, and have absolutely no problem with people owning firearms if they have been trained, licensed, a background check has been conducted, and a pause button has been pushed to give time for that process to take place.
Oh, you mean everything that happens right now?
Yeah. Well, so and my contention is, if you can't say you fully support the Second Amendment, but then you think there should be a pause button in the Second Amendment. The Constitution doesn't have pause buttons in it, right?
Shall not be infringed. Isn't that what it says?
That is correct.
Right. So to me, if you tell me I got to go to training, guess what? You're infringing my rights because maybe I don't want to go to training.
What if there isn't a training in the area and you can't get it?
But why should I have to go to training? I don't, you know, it's just more regulation. Who's gonna determine how many thousand hours I got to train, right?
Yeah, and where do we stop training? You know, do we have people have sexual training before they have babies? Do we have them have baby training?
Yeah,
do we if you're gonna have an abortion, do we say you should have some abortion training? You know, what is it?
They've tried that in different places, actually.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What do you think about this, Adam?
Regulation nation. That's what it is. There's just too many laws, too many regulations. It just never stops.
Speaking of
never
that,
enough. It's always more. It's always more regulation.
Always.
Today it was brought up to me by one of my fellow gun show people that Trump signed an executive order said for every new regulation, 2 have to go away. I thought that's what that was.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So he says he says to me when I go to CATF, if they try to put some new regulation, I should immediately say what 2 other ones are going away. That's a presidential order by the president.
Yeah, it has to be followed, right?
So if you want to say I got to train, what's going away?
Yeah, lots of people are saying, do we need training to exercise our First Amendment? Absolutely not. No, we don't. You know, and also let's think about this. So she's in these slasher movies, right? Where she's, you know, fighting this fictional character, Michael Myers. Is he going to hit the pause button before he kills her or anyone else? Don't think so. Don't think so. So
he's
what
pretty
is this?
Slow though.
Yeah. So what is this pause button that you need before you're able to defend yourself? You know, if we already have regulations that I personally don't think we should have. We already have that, but you feel you need to defend yourself and you go out there and you comply with those. What freaking pause button do you need?
Yeah.
She can't tell you either. That's the funny part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She don't have any clue. All she's doing is regurgitating what she's been told.
Yeah. What was that, Adam?
It's a failure to accept reality on reality's terms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. They're not. She's young. She doesn't know. You know, I'm hoping, you know, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but you know what? Maybe in 5 years or maybe 10 years when the whole tide turns on them, you know, maybe some of these kids that were on the opposite side of the fence they are now will switch teams. You know, they'll find out what the truth really is. Maybe I'm just an optimist, but
it could be too late. They may find out that they need that when they've already given up those rights. We've got, in the case of these kids, like we were just talking about this girl that went to this school in Lakeland. Is it Lakeland? Where that? I don't want to mix that up. But anyway, went to the school where we had the school shooting here in Florida, right?
Oh,
you know, Parkland, excuse me.
Parkland.
Yeah, Parkland. You know, you're talking about people who do not believe in the police, right? Then you're saying those are the only people that should have guns. All of these kids, I've seen her say that. That's why when she says, well, we're not against the Second Amendment, I think that's bullshit. They're saying the cops who they believe are doing things to them and are unjust should be the only ones that have guns, that the government that's doing stuff to them should be the only ones that have guns. Well, when you have that situation when they're the only people that have guns, then you are screwed. And they think that they're rebels and all this kind of stuff. Well, how are you going to have your rebellion without claws, without teeth? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Dildos.
The vagina hats, you know. Like,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're going to swap me to death with a vagina hat. Yeah, that's going to work. That's not going to work. You're going to create a world where the government, the police, and other people have guns, and you don't have any way to protect yourself or defend yourself. And we're here fighting for you to be able to have that. And then, as you're saying, Adam, by the time they realize that, they won't have. Right now in Florida, you have to be 21 years old to defend yourself.
I wish I could have fought that. I really wish I could have. But the NRA's fighting that for us. They're holding that a bit in abeyance until they get a court order back because they appealed. By the way, every time you want to appeal a judge's order, that's $505.
Wow.
Expensive very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's they're working on that. The lawyers I have for the NRA, those are very nice guys. They're nice people. I wish them the best of luck. You know, I couldn't have taken on that particular one because I'm over the age of 21, as you can see from the gray.
Yeah.
But, you know, I fight the good fight. And I think, you know what? I understand people's reasons why they kind of want to stay in the shadows is because the government scared them. They've scared them into, you know, into not getting arrested for anything. They just want to be the silent cog in the machine. And I get that, you know, and that's why they don't want to put themselves out there. But, you know, and I feel like it's important to put yourself out there to fight that fight because they're just going to walk all over you if you don't. And I want this to be a country for us to have our kids and show them shooting and our kids' kids, you know, and that's just not going to happen in the next 40, 50 years. It's all going to be gone, I'm afraid. And, you know, I think assault weapons are going to be kind of next. That's going to go. Well, actually, I think Tannerite's going to go soon. I don't know if you've ever used Tannerite, but that's some fun stuff. And
Hells to the yes.
The first time somebody uses it in a bad way, it's going to be gone, you know, and
I did 500 pounds on the range.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And we can arrange for you to blow up some Tannerite on that range as well. You want to get under their skin. I agree with Atomic Bulls here. He says she's saying that to lull the sheep to sleep. And I think that is very much what we're dealing with here.
What she said and what Jamie Lee Curtis said is all part of the party line. Oh, we're not out to take your guns away. We're not out to tell you what you can't see your doctor. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can see any doctor you want, right?
Yeah, you'll still have your coverage. You'll still it's gone.
You know, when the death squad says you're not going to see the doctor, then you won't see it.
But also there was the guy who was advising them. Remember that video came out and the guy was telling them this is what you say, but yeah, we know that thing's done. That's just what they're doing. It kind of, and this is going to be maybe a crude example, and this is not something I witnessed, but I remember this story. You know, I always tell you guys I grew up in Fort Rockaway, right? New York. Guns have been illegal for a long ass time for civilians in New York, right? And but I grew up in the projects, and I remember a friend of mine that lived in this projects telling me that he saw this shootout where these guys were sitting outside the project and some other guys pulled up in a taxi, and when they got out, they had like Uzis or something. And so the guys that they came after started running away. As those guys are running away, the other guys are shooting at them and saying, "Hey, where you guys going? We just want to talk to you." You know, and they're shooting at them at the same time. That is the strategy that these guys are using. They're saying, you back down, don't defend yourself, but I'm coming for you right now. You know, this is a strategy that they're using. All these people are using it. I see, like I said, I saw Hillary, lots of people out there in Congress and all that saying, oh, we need to push back. We need to stand up and resist and fight back at the same time that they're saying we're the ones that are violent, right? And we're inciting violence and doing all these things. That's a way to go, oh, you're violent, and then you back down. And then meanwhile, they're shooting at you. And every time I hear that, I just think that these are people shooting at you and telling you, oh, no, we just want to talk. That's all we want to do. You know, just think about that when you're dealing with this stuff. Go ahead.
Can't we just be bipartisan? We all need to be bipartisan. I hate that bipartisan crap. When I elect someone in the office and the party is in power, I don't want them to be bipartisan. I want them to do what we ask them to do.
You want them to be partisan, of course.
Do you think that the Democrats, if they take over, are going to be bipartisan?
Oh man, they're shutting this down real quick.
You're going to buy it to the back of the bus, you Republican son of a bitches, and this is the way it is. That's what they're going to say. You don't like it, go home. Mm-hmm. You know, and they're not going to be bipartisan. That's a bunch of horseshit.
Yeah, you might all find out why the Obama administration bought so much ammo.
Yeah, well,
you might find out about that.
They don't have enough ammo.
I think the American people bought more.
Yeah, I guarantee that.
Yeah, baby.
I think they have
and better ammo. Just a little, shameless plug.
Yeah,
0.5.
We'll just leave it, like things like 300 Winchester mag and 30-06 don't know how to stop. They don't. There's no stopping point for those with no, besides armor. But anyways.
Yeah. Everybody, listen, Walter. You're talking. I personally believe everyone should have a 50 BMG.
Well, everybody should have a couple.
Yeah.
Soon.
And a couple thousand rounds of ammo. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're the 50 BMG guy.
Well, I was anyways till the end of the
I'm pretty sure there's a conspiracy behind that.
Yeah.
There's a reason why all of a sudden they want to, and Adam, I don't know if you know this, but there's some things out there saying that, I don't know who should explain this. I don't know if I should explain this.
I get a letter in the mail saying that 50 caliber uppers could be considered firearms in themselves.
Yeah. So the upper has to be serialized, not just a lower.
Could be,
that would be ATF's determination,
Well, it's opening up. It could open up a big can of worms because there's lots and lots. Every AR-15 upper, if you read the definition of the parts they call out, could be fall into this thing.
Yeah, it's the lower receiver, which is the regulated part of the firearm. It's
in the AR's case.
On an AR's case, right.
On an AR's case, because they approved that 50, 60 years ago. That was approved that way. So, anyway, so we're end of the month. We're meeting with them and going to discuss the whole situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
There's lots of weird shit out there, man. There's lots of weird shit that's coming down the pike. People have to really be careful here.
Somebody not understanding what's going on, you might want to ask them just to talk to their technology people and have them set them straight on this.
Yeah.
Because tell you what,
the letter came from the tech branch, so
yeah. So Walter can't get deep into this because right now he's taking some action against that.
Right.
Yeah.
So he can't get deep into it, but of course we're pushing back. I mean, believe in that.
We'll get the
Someone's got. Yeah, L228 says Andrew Gillum already made it clear that he will not be bipartisan if he gets elected.
No, why should he be bipartisan? He gets elected, he's the man.
He's gonna be outright socialist like a mofo.
Yeah. He's a look who endorsed him. The man himself. Miss Obama did. Mm-hmm. So him and Bernie, and Bernie can't be
the burn.
The Bernie, the socialist that has what $200,000 or $300,000 houses or something.
On the beach.
We need this just occurred to me. We need some hats that say "Make Florida the gunshine state again.
Yes.
Florida the gunshine state.
Yeah, again. It used to be. As of October, it is officially not. It's not been for the last couple of months.
Man,
But
if gunshine's not for you, get the out.
I'll have those made up, and then there'll be a contribution to my legal fund.
Yeah, someone do it. We all need to rock those hats. Florida needs to be the gunshine state again.
An option at the license plate office. You can get where it says the gunshine state.
Yeah, I love it. I love that. So, but we pissed that into the wind, and it was done by Republicans. They allowed it. They fell hook, line, and sinker for some socialist bullshit from the left here, and they just totally did it. And as Adam was saying earlier, Scott requested it because he wanted to run for the Senate, and then our state senators here just all caved in and went for it because they wanted the spot that he was giving up. And that's the kind of bullshit that we're facing here. And if people don't get mad and like rise up and complain and fight back and push back against this, we're gonna have to live with it. And Florida will just become like, pretty much like California.
And Florida's one of the last bastions of freedom, and it's Florida, and then we got Texas, and then what else?
There's some of the other southern states are pretty.
Arizona, Nevada, Georgia's pretty good.
Alabama, those places are still pretty.
Yeah.
So are we all just going to move there? Are you guys ready to move?
Moving anywhere.
No.
Oh, there you go. Okay, what about you, Adam? You moving?
I don't want to move, man. This is my home, and I'm going to fight for my home as long as I can, man. I really am, I don't know about you guys, but I got love for this country. I really do. I love where I live, and I'm not going to let them screw it up. I'm not going to let them mess it up. I'm going to fight it to the end.
Yeah, I love America, even California. I've been there. But Florida is awesome. Lola and I gave up a lot to come live here in Florida. Lots of people in the family that we don't deal with anymore because they wanted us to stay in New York. When we were coming here, actually no one in my family wanted to help us come to Florida. Lola and I were sitting in flea markets in New Jersey, selling whatever we could to get the money and all that. We made huge sacrifices to come here, including, Lola's a pharmacist, so she took massive pay cuts to come live here in Florida. I didn't do that, because I didn't love Florida. I did it because I did. I love the freedom. That's what brought me here, and I don't want to leave either. I will if I have to. I'll just say that. I know everyone's saying they're not going to leave. If I have to, I will. But first, I would rather stand up and fight, because when we leave Florida and we go somewhere else, but we allowed it here in Florida, and then it infects other states. Where are we going to move to eventually?
They're going to take everything. Even Texas has Austin. If you've ever been to Texas, it's that one city in there, and that's just spreading and spreading. It's just, I don't know if you've been to Austin lately, but
yeah, I have. Yeah, Dallas is kind of on the brink also.
No, don't say that.
There's other places in Texas. It's not just Austin, but I think it depends where you're at. So, okay, you know what? Should we show some Gorn? What we call Gorn here, Adam, is gun porn. Should we do that? Come on, Walter. I know you got guns.
I ain't got nothing.
You got nothing. You got nothing. Okay, Adam's got guns. What about you?
For sure, Walter was going to reach underneath his table right now and pull out like a.
No, you can get him. You can get him now, Trey. This is where you defeat Walter.
This is the clear.
I got one gun.
Look at that, Walter. You're letting Trey beat you, Walter.
One gun.
What is it? What?
This is not my table. Okay.
What is that? Okay, so what guns you guys throwing up?
That is we both have 226s. Mine's a custom.
226. So there you go.
Mine's in 357 SIG, which is excellent.
Nice.
All right, very nice. Let's look at Trey's right there. Go ahead, throw it up again, Trey. All right, nice. Okay, Walter, you're kind of letting me down right now. Kind of letting me down, Walter.
I got a flashlight.
You got a flashlight. Okay, well, all right. I'll give you some points.
He's got the same one we got.
Yeah, he has mine. He has mine, Trey. I gave him mine.
Oh, you gave it to him? Man, I love it. It's awesome, isn't it, Walter? I love this flashlight. I'm already wanting to buy another one.
Yeah. Go ahead, Walter. What you got to say?
No, the flashlight works very well.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, Walter, since you didn't step up to the plate,
I'm gonna have to step up. Does this qualify?
Oh, money? Okay, money qualifies.
Can I buy my way out of it? Okay.
Tomorrow.
When that's in my bank account, you're safe. Yeah, go in with. Okay, so check that out. Here, I'll show something. So Adam's getting ready to come up. So who knows what that is? Boom, right there. You'll be able to recognize that.
PMR.
PMR.
Yes, Keltec PMR, made in Florida, the once free state of Florida. By the way, I challenge Florida companies to help out Adam. Florida gun companies, you're here. These people are directly attacking you, whether you believe it or not. They're going up against the Second Amendment. Help out the people that are pushing back and fighting back. Keltec, you know, all the other companies that are here. Spikes Tactical. Yeah. You know, all those guys, you guys should help out with that. But here's the PMR 30 in blue. Boom. So there you go. What do you have, Trey?
You have a blue one?
Yep, I got the blue one, baby.
I've seen a blue one before. I got the tan one.
Yeah, I couldn't let it go. They're out there, but I think they're like special editions. There's maybe
I've never seen a blue one before. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's one distributor that they make this
tan
for.
One. I know they had tan, green, and black, but I've never seen a blue one before.
Yeah, I've got the black one, but yeah, I had to have the blue one. So there you go. We're gonna have to shoot this. I've shot my other one. I haven't shot this one yet. So
they're fun.
Yeah. Okay, Trey, what were you showing?
Attack ops with my Verdian laser.
Oh, nice, nice.
I'm a big SIG guy.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. What's your most prized SIG, Trey? What's your most prized SIG?
My 230 and 32 caliber. They imported very few and they're rare.
Okay. All right. So what about you, Adam?
All right. What do you like, my Walther?
Oh.
Iran.
Anything with a suppressor on it is awesome. You can't.
Yeah, 147 grain 9mm, and this thing just goes clack clack. It's like clapping your hands.
Okay, and then what light do you have there on that? Let me see.
It's a cheapie. This is a cheap gun. You know, the can's worth 3 times what the gun is. So it's like a whatever the cheap brand is from Amazon. I just threw it on there because I needed it.
Nothing wrong with that, man. There's lots of affordable lights out there. Might I suggest Olight to you? We've been doing a lot of stuff with Olight.
Yeah, and they're not that expensive either. They're actually very affordable.
Yeah, check this out. I've got a bunch of different ones on here.
I like the mini one.
Yeah, and then they always have deals, and when they have deals, we share it with people. Which, by the way, I think Lola had she had one of these Olight lights here with a laser. It's got a light and a laser on it.
Oh, that's cool. I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, it's somewhere around here. Lola, if you can hear me, show me that. But you know, lots of things like that going on out there. Okay, so here I'll throw up another gun for the folks out there because you know what, we haven't been showing the people enough guns, Walter.
I can grab one off the wall.
Yeah, absolutely. Grab something off the wall. I know you got some HKs up there. Let's see. What do you see up there? I see. Okay, there's an AK. Is that an MP5, Walter?
Yeah, it's an MP5.
Yeah, look at that. And then there's a pistol up there. An AR pistol.
No, this is a SBR.
Oh, that's an S. Okay, I thought it had like the what you call it stock on there. Okay, so that's an actual SBR. There you go. So he's into NFA stuff.
Yep, they're all NFA.
Nice.
Yeah.
So let's see that. So this is an actual MP5 you got right here.
It's a Zenith. You know the Zenith Z5 RS?
Yeah.
This has it's a Zenith Z5 RS.
Mm-hmm.
It has the lower is a full auto lower, but a semi-auto trigger pack in it, unfortunately.
Ah, interesting.
So it only does safe and semi, but it looks booyah, man. It really looks awesome.
Yeah, that actually looks pretty cool. I like that. What do you think, Walter?
That's cool.
Yeah. This is a 4-position stock instead of the 2-position. So the MP5A5 looks like this. Tell you what, man, this is a lot of fun, and you shoot it suppressed, and the sound of the bolt is louder than the report of the bullet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I've shot those full auto suppressed. Walter actually makes you guys. Did you put out the stock yet for that, Walter?
Stocks. They're pretty sexy, actually.
Yeah. Not for the RS, not yet.
Not. Oh, for the R. Okay, so that's a different configuration for the RS.
It's coming, man.
So we know someone that has an RS if we need to test, right, Adam? Wink, wink.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We'll do some testing with you. Uh-oh, looks Looks like Trey's trying to go in for the death move, Walter.
Oh, got the flamethrower out.
Revenge. I got beat so bad last time. I had to at least try to get him when he's down.
So tell us about this flamethrower, Trey. Tell us.
It's the XM42 flamethrower. I'm not even sure if the company's still operational. I haven't seen their website online, so this might be.
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, it might be. I have 2 of them and I love them. So if they're still around, they make awesome flamethrowers. I like them.
Yeah, if anyone out there knows, let us know. What? Okay, so have you've used this one, right? I think I've used this one actually.
I can't remember if you shot this one or not, Hank. You shot the big one for sure.
Yeah,
but, I had the little one out there that day. You might have shot it also.
Yeah. So you know, got a little something here for you guys. I don't know if you guys recognize what this bad boy is right there. Nice. The silencer code Maxim 9. The first integrally suppressed pistol.
Nice. When'd you get that?
I've had this for a while, actually. I've had it for.
I didn't think I ever saw you drag it out.
Yeah, I've done videos and stuff like that on it. Yeah, you know, I probably haven't shown it since you've been coming on the show enough, but I think Walter, you've shot this, right?
I don't think I have. You know what? Is that key mod on the bottom?
Yes, unfortunately.
If
I don't know why. I can't understand why silencer code in modern times they put key mod and not M-lock on the bottom.
Maybe it was a fitment issue. I don't know.
Yeah.
If I shot it, I don't remember, and that might tell you that I wasn't that like, oh my god, this thing's awesome. I don't know. So maybe we'll have to do it again. We'll have to revisit it.
Yeah, I can't remember if you're in the video or not. I know I've done videos on it. In that debate of key mod and M-lock, Walter, where are you at?
I like the looks of M-lock better.
Okay.
It's not being used. It doesn't look like shelving.
Okay, very cool. Adam, where are you on that? Do you care?
Oh,
key mod
M-lock adapter. That's what we need.
Wait, isn't there one? Didn't someone make something for that? No,
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Adam, you might want to patent that.
Yeah. Guys.
Yeah. Where are you at on that, Trey? Are you key mod or M-lock?
I am Picatinny rails.
I'm there
I like quad rails. I don't like any of
that. Okay, all right.
I'll rip it right off. I destroy things.
Oh boy. All right. Okay, so who else? What? Adam, do you have more stuff?
I can grab something else if you want.
Okay.
I made this one myself, actually.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Let's see what you got there. By the way, while we're waiting for him, boom,
the other one.
There you go. Both of them. This one's threaded. They don't advise you put a suppressor on it, but yeah.
And with the golden barrel.
Yeah. So there you go. I actually like these. I like the CMRs as well.
You have a thread protector for that?
I do. I don't know where the hell it is.
Okay.
I have to find it. And by the way, boom, there you go. There's the big boy.
Boom.
There goes the CMR right there. So, and the thread protectors on it, Walter.
That thing needs to get chopped off, and you know what I'm saying.
Oh, you wanna? Should we SBR it? I think so. I think we should do that. That would be fun.
Or nothing else, a can that goes over the barrel.
Walter, maybe you should make a stock for this bad boy. Okay, I was just making a suggestion, Walter.
No, they looks like they do a pretty good job.
No, it's good for what it is. I don't think you really, and it's multi-position. Let me see. There you go. Yeah, it's multi-position. Yeah. So yeah, I think it does need this. Maybe a full auto trigger.
Well, I guess it can be done.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Man.
We'll get someone to. You know what? I'll tell you what. Richard Hughes won one. We'll make him donate it to us.
Make him donate it.
Yeah, and we'll turn his into a full auto one for science. He's got to take one for the team, Richard. You got to give up your CMR.
I don't think he's gonna give it up.
Yeah, he says, "What do I like better, CMR or PMR?" I like them both. I think they both suit their functions and stuff like that. So I like them both. All right, looks like Trey really went and pulled out a big gun here. What is it, Trey?
Precision rifle with the rugged suppressor and my thermal on it.
Oh,
I got Trailblazer thermal.
Oh, nice. Can you put a GoPro or something on that thermal?
How you gonna?
What?
Is there any way to attach a GoPro to it so we can record it, or no? Or does it?
You don't have to. It Wi-Fi's to your phone, and you actually can watch what I'm doing while I'm shooting.
Oh, nice. And then you can record that.
Yeah, you can record it. I have video of me doing shots at 500-600 yards with a thermal at night.
Walter, I sent a video, Walter. I sent a video.
Oh, okay. Yes, I get it now. Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be even cooler at 500-600 yards. Just smacking a hog. Walter.
Yeah.
I didn't say I wasn't smacking a hog. I just said I was shooting that far. I got video of me smacking hogs with it too.
Oh, okay.
But it records directly. It actually records in the scope, or I can record it directly to your phone, and you can watch me shoot in the phone.
Cool. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, Adam.
You can shoot it with your phone. Just use the app.
Yes. Yeah, I wish. I ain't gonna pull the trigger.
Yeah. Doesn't someone have that already?
Yeah, that's already that whole controversy already happened. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see what Adam has here. Tell us about this.
All right. Yeah, it's the Navy's Mark 18 Mod 0 carbine. I ordered this from LMT. I used the NSN number to order it, actually. And the lower receiver is, I made this from an 80%. You can see my trust name, and that says auto, but it's really not. I engraved that on the side. I just milled out the fire control pocket with a CNC machine. And so this is my own gun that I made myself, and I registered it as an SBR.
Cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured it's unique. No one else really has something quite like that. That's actually really cool.
Okay, so if someone wanted something like that, they have to build it, right? Because is that like a special ops thing? I forgot what you called it just now.
Yeah, Mark 18. If you look it up, Mark 18. Yeah, it's a 10.5-inch barrel, right? And so it's got Knights Armaments RAS on it, so the rail adapters. These are just rail covers.
Oh, does it? Walter, doesn't Babyface have something like this? But his is not an SBR.
No, it's some other mark.
Yeah, he was working. Yeah, Mark something as well that he was working on. But so that's a Knights Armament upper on that, right?
LMT upper. So this is
LMT. Okay.
Tool upper. This is an LMT standalone sight right here. This is an LMT mod stock, right? You've probably seen these stocks. There's battery compartments in here, which I carry my tax stamp. And this is the rails. If you take the rail covers off, you can see the actual rails on those. It just protects them. And the barrel's 10.5 inches, which is really kind of too short for an AR. So I use Rob O'Neill's recommendation, 77 grain Sierra Match Kings. He used those to kill Osama bin Laden. So I figure if they're good enough for that, they're good enough for me.
Awesome. That's very cool, man. Yeah, that is a cool gun. Kudos on that. I don't know what you guys think. Like Trey and Walter, you could tell me. I think Adam's legit.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, he's legit. He's a gun guy. He's got.
I love guns, man.
Yeah, he's got NFA stuff. So it just seems like we all need to maybe help him out to fight the fight here, right? I don't. What do you guys think? What do you think, Trey?
I think. Hold on, DJ, stop. I think I got a full auto DJ. Is bugging me?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to have you come out to the range and do some video, and I'd like to try to help you out somehow. I'm not really 100% sure, but the first thing I'm going to do is donate a little bit of money to your charity online. So I'm going to start that out. I mean, if all of us donate 20, 25 bucks, doesn't seem like a lot, but 100 people, it adds up. That's $2,000 right there to help the guy out, and 20 bucks out of our pocket. What, you didn't get a hamburger last night because you spent 20 bucks. So I'm definitely going to do that.
Yeah, I think the least we can all do is help out with some money, help out as well with sharing and maybe helping you find some resources. I think it's really cool for Trey to let you come down and use the range if that's what you need a range and all that kind of stuff. So it looks like is DJ supposed to be sleeping? DJ?
Yes, he is, but I'm the only one home.
Are you disrupting my show, DJ?
Talk to Hank. They know.
No. Okay. All right. Cool. All right, Walter. What do you think? What are you thinking here?
I think I'm tired.
Yeah, you look tired, man. I know. What time zone are you in? Are you in the same time zone as us?
It's Eastern. It's the same.
Oh, okay. All right.
This whole 3 or 4 days is tiring. So, but anyways, no, it sounds good. I'll do what I can do to help out.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks. So
hello.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if there's any other questions from folks out there. We do have a couple of minutes before I'm going to call it a wrap and all that. I don't know. Let me see. I'm trying to look through. Clint Sanders says, anyone know how much it costs to set up a trust?
It depends on who does it. You get them
I did my own, but you can pay attorney. They're like $200 to $500 depending on the.
You can get them for $99. You can get them for $49. Some people do them for $49. So yeah, I think it cost me $100 when I did it or something. Yeah.
Okay. Adam, do you want to weigh in on that?
You know, I did mine myself, but you know, I do legal stuff myself all the time. You can have a trust, and now a trust is not required now. So you know, you don't need one. If you do, though, you're going to have to submit extra paperwork of all the people who are on the trust need to submit their own prints and photographs and all that stuff. And also a copy has to go to your local law enforcement. So just keep that in mind when you do it. I'm staying with a trust because I have all my firearms in a trust to begin with. And, you know, when something ever happens to you, it just gets automatically transferred. There's no mission done in limbo, let's just say, which is a very precarious situation.
Yeah. So my understanding, and anyone of you guys can understand better than me because I mess up all the time. If you have a trust now, it used to be different before. If you had a trust, everything is in the name of the trust, and you know, then you just assign members of that trust, and that's pretty much it. Everything goes to the trust. Now the laws have changed. I think what was it? The end of last year.
Yeah, Obama did it. Can you believe that? He made it easier for us. I bet he didn't know.
Yeah, but
took away the CLEO sign-off, the chief law enforcement sign-off, which was one of the reasons people went to do a trust. But the trust is also for estate planning and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. So the thing that happens now, if you have a trust, so if it's just you, then you do one set of paperwork. If you have, like, if it's you and your wife, you're going to have to do 2 sets. If you're a company and there's 20 people on that trust, you're going to have to do, because you have to do one for each person on the trust now. So that just adds complications when you're adding things to what's in the trust. I think, like Walter said, though, trusts are one of those old things that we have in America that if you want to think about generational wealth, it's very important.
Right. Because if you've got a bunch of NFA stuff and you die without any trust or will or whatever, then it goes to probate and all the monkey business with paying lawyers and you know, just do. You know, don't put your uncle on the trust who has issues and shouldn't own guns. I think don't put 20 people on your trust because it's going to take 20 times as long to get your paperwork back. Think about that.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, we're at the creek today. We had a meeting with the NFTCA people, the ones that do a National Firearms Act collector some association. They were talking about that. The times for paperwork to come back. Some things are getting shorter, but other things are just as long. And they were mentioning about the trust thing, and you know, putting a whole bunch of people on your trust. That's two background checks versus 10 background checks. It's going to take a lot more.
Yeah, stick to immediate family members. Like my kids, I'm not putting them on there until, like, right now it's just Lola and myself. And then
you can't put a 10-year-old kid on a trust because they can't possess anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, how can a 10-year-old, if you die, they can't possess your guns anyway? So,
don't touch them.
Yeah. So, so for example, in Florida, you have to be 21 or whatever it is. Yeah. Well, so wait till you're
21, they can possess. They just can't purchase.
Yeah, they can't purchase. Yeah. So if they're of legal age, then they can have it. And you consider that, like, let's say it's your wife and yourself. If something happened to you and your wife at the same time, which is likely if it was a car accident or something like that, then you want your kids to be able to, you know.
I did my brother. I trust him. And then I have instructions for him when my kids get old enough to transfer over. And he'll follow them too.
Yeah. And what is this? I think DCG 44S says U.S. Law Shield does trust if you want someone to help guide you. So there you go. Pixamite 1 says, Walt, is there a Hooters close by to charge your batteries up? And have you already been to the Hooters in Kentucky, in Knob Creek, Kentucky?
No. There's probably one in Louisville somewhere, but
you know he's been there.
I just need a little bit of sleep, and then my batteries will be recharged.
Yeah. Mystery Family says, do members of a trust need to be 18? I want to add my kids. I think that was the question of, are they legally able to own at 18, right?
Not NFA stuff. You got to be 21 for NFA.
Yeah. So there you go. So the answer to that would be no.
You can add the kids, but they can't transfer it. So you can put an adult on there. They can hold it and then transfer it later on when they're old enough.
Yeah. Len Holt wants to know why you're in Kentucky, Walter.
Knob Creek machine gun shoot. West Point, Kentucky.
Yes, absolutely. So Walter, why don't you tell everyone about what you're doing, because the shoot starts tomorrow, right?
Yep. Open to the public tomorrow morning at I believe it's 9 a.m. West Point, Kentucky, outside of Louisville, Knob Creek machine gun shoot. We are in C18 in the pole barn. If you're close by, you like that kind of stuff, come on down.
Yeah. And shout outs to Will Killer Keller. I see him in the background there. It's just you and Will out there, right?
Yeah, my dad's here too, but he's in another room.
Okay, tell him I said hi. All right. So people, what number are you at again?
C18 in the pole barn.
Okay, awesome. And you've got stuff for sale, right?
Yep, we got stuff for sale. There's a whole big gun show there. Plus, there's all kinds of shooting. There's three ranges at Knob Creek. There's a main range and 2 lower ranges. They rent machine guns on the lower ranges if you want to shoot. There's lots of stuff going on. Bring your money. Bring your money. You're gonna have good weather.
Get one of them cutlasses.
If I could find 10 of those right now, I'd buy 10 of those damn things.
That thing was bad. It was awesome, man. That thing was very cool looking.
I don't even know what you guys. I'm assuming this.
Remember we were doing swords last time? You had that cutlass. Remember the one with the big handle on it?
Yeah. Okay.
That thing was pretty sweet.
Okay. And Walter, do you have any special deals, or you just haven't figured that out yet?
All the Kess stocks are a little lower than normal price wise. I always do that when I'm at the creek. So plus I got swag with me too. So if you're here, stop by, say watch the show, get some swag.
Okay, very cool. All right, Brian Quick, I'm just throwing this in there. I haven't corroborated, excuse me. He says, just on Tucker Carlson, Los Angeles will require anyone wanting a city contract to disclose donations that they made to the NRA. That's bullshit. Yeah, that is serious bullshit. Okay, Adam, we're gonna save you for last, so everyone gets the final info that you want to give out. So Trey, what's going on with you, man?
Harry's Firearms Training in Leesburg, Florida, 352-321-8102. I'm on Instagram, Facebook. Come out and have some shooting with us, have some fun. Can't remember what I have in the pipeline. Sorry, it's been a long week. So got some charity stuff coming up at the beginning of the spring, but I do think I have something going on at the end of October. I'll let you guys know next time I'm on.
All right, cool. Thanks a lot. So last but not least, Adam Roberts, right? And just tell us again, like, how people can get in touch with you, and figure out what's going on, what's your story and what you're doing, and then how they can support you.
Yeah, I'm fighting the good fight, challenging Florida's bump stock ban. I'm make sure this and every other bad law gets off the books. I'm trying the best I can, and heck, I'm going to be in court on the 29th to argue my case for that injunction. And even if I don't win that, it has no effect on me actually invalidating the ban. Trial set for April 1st, 2019, and if Trump doesn't ban bump stocks before then, I'll go there, and if not, well, then I'll take Trump to court himself. I'll keep going on this, and I won't stop. I just won't quit. So,
awesome. Thanks a lot. And where can people go to support you?
BumpstockLegalAction.com, and also Facebook /BumpstockLegalAction. And if you can just message me, I'm pretty responsive.
Yeah, and also for anyone looking, your squirrel is in the shot, so that's good. He got on the show. I don't know if what's his name, or
there he is. Stir fry.
He's looking for a treat's what he's looking for.
Squeaky.
They were asleep earlier. They got asleep.
Yeah, he woke him up.
Squeaky, and I have Chipper. I used to have a third one, but she got sick.
Oh, okay. All right. Very cool. Very cool. Awesome. So thanks a lot to Adam for coming on. Thanks to Walter for joining us. Obviously, look, Walter's tired, but he's a trooper. Go get some rest, Walter, man. We appreciate you out here.
Walter.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks to Trey as well. Thanks to everyone that's out there that's watching this right now. We appreciate you guys. Special shout out and thanks to Franklin Armory that's supporting this specific podcast. They're believers and lovers of freedom. You know, they're in Nevada, but they're right there on the border with California. They've been fighting a lot of stuff out there. They're good guys. They make stuff that, that I guess we're talking about right now. So that's interesting. Also, thanks to ATI Outdoors for supporting us, Safety Harbor Firearms, where Walter is the owner of. We appreciate that. And Fort Scott Munitions.
Fort Scott.
Can't forget those guys. And Andrew's Custom Leather, of course. Everyone else that supports us. The people that support us on Patreon. We're kind of going through some Patreon issues right now that I totally forgot to talk about. I will cover that tomorrow for anyone who wants to get up to date with us with everything that's going on with Patreon. So there's some like new rules and stuff, and they're actually enforcing it and talking to us directly.
Oh dear.
Yeah, but thanks to everyone who does support us on Patreon. It's Patreon/Hank Strange, and that's what helps us to put this on as well. Thanks to everyone out there in the chat. We are out of here. We will see you tomorrow. Peace. We're out of here.